I really want to make my first short film. I've been working with Falmouth to get a lot of support on that. So my name's Emily Darlington. I am on the MA Film and TV online. I chose to study film and TV online with Falmouth just because of its remote facility. I joined the TV and film industry about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was my decision then that I didn't want to leave industry. I wanted to continue working. Being a part-time online course has really allowed me to do this, to wrap studying around working in the industry. And I think that's really valuable because I think once you start to gain that momentum, you really don't want to give that up. And I think some courses can ask you to kind of go full throttle for a year and leave the industry behind, whereas the Falmouth online course doesn't ask you to do this and can really work around you and your requirements. So I work in TV and film. I'm a freelancer. So that can look different depending on which kind of program that you're on or which film that you're working on. Most recently, I worked as a locations manager, and that was for a campaign for EA Sports and LFC. And that basically involved me in my home city looking for every different venue that was available. You receive your brief and it says we need this, this and this location. And you kind of go out there and you look for the places that are going to look good on the video and what look good for the campaign. You know, you liaise with the team and you make sure that you've got your full schedule and that all these places are booked. And so that was my most recent job. But I've also worked on things like Netflix. Last summer, I was asked to be a production assistant on a show called Full Swing. And that basically involved hosting a full film and camera crew from New York at the Open, which is up in Liverpool last year. And that was with Box to Box Films. So every job can be different and every job requires you to develop those new skills. But thankfully, with the support of Falmouth, I'm able to kind of press those skills even further and learn more. Anyone who gets into industry really wants to make their own films and kind of tell their own stories. And I think Falmouth is equipping me to do that. So the most recent thing that we worked on was an electronic press kit. And that's where you kind of look at all the different elements of a film and how you're going to originally set up that project. So it can be things like pulling together budgets, pulling together call sheets, looking at how you're going to hire your crew, looking at how you're going to get people to invest in this story that you want to tell. And I think it kind of transitions from just working in the industry on other people's projects to looking at your own filmmaking practice and how to make that a reality. I think it's great jumping on everyone else's productions and kind of helping them to tell their stories. But I think there's definitely a fair few stories that I'd like to tell. And I think it's really important as well about regional storytellers. I think this has become a huge thing that, you know, people want to tell stories that represent the whole of the UK. And I think I'm certainly excited to be one of those voices and one of those storytellers. Studying online, it makes it accessible, really. I think, you know, unless you're kind of taking time out to commit to a full-time postgraduate it's a big ask, really. And I think because within the industry, you know, it's not necessarily that they're looking for qualifications, they're looking for experience. And I think, you know, if you can balance that with work and then something like an online postgraduate degree, which means that you can kind of still stay relevant, still be working in industry, but also using your time with the university and the remote learning platform to be able to improve your skills and to improve your knowledge and kind of still stay relevant to the industry, but also be learning at the same time. We're meeting up in person for the first time since I've started the remote course. The thing I'm most looking forward to is working collaboratively on a filmmaking project. Later this week, we're going to be attending the Eden project, where we're all going to work as a team to kind of capture and tell some of the stories about that project. And I think it'll be great to kind of meet my other peers, find out what their skills are, and hopefully complement each other by working collaboratively. I'd recommend the course because of the plethora of knowledge that comes with it. I mean, the tutors, they're all from industry and they all know what they're talking about. And they're all here to help you succeed and really just challenge you and challenge the way that you kind of think about the industry and think about filmmaking. For this course, you don't have to leave industry. You can still make films, or even if you work in a completely different industry, this is a great way to explore what filmmaking looks like and how you make it work in the real world.